Welcome to the Ladies Kickin Ass podcast, where we help you ignite your inner badass and create the service business of your dreams. I'm your host, Tanya Wilson, and together we'll dive into inspiring stories and expert coaching to set your journey on fire. Hey there, badass ladies. Welcome back to another episode of Ladies Kickin Ass. Today, we are going to start talking about stepping into 2025 with some fierce fucking intention. And I'm so passionate about this because I'm telling you, like, when you put stuff out there of what you want to do, it is amazing what starts happening for you. It's crazy. Like, the beginning of my year has already been nuts. And it's just like all the little, like, I'm speechless. Like, all the little things that I keep thinking about, I keep writing about, I keep journaling about, I keep talking about to y'all about through social media, it all just keeps like reappearing and reappearing. And it's really just confirming that when you open yourself up to receiving really cool and big things that you want to do, the universe just shows that shit to you. And it's fantastic. So I want to talk to you about that today. This is not the year that we are going to play small. It is 2025. And to me, it's like one of those pivotal years that you're like, okay, 2025. For me, I graduated high school in 2000. So I'm thinking like 25 years ago, I was going to start my life. I say that in air quotes if you're not watching this on video. I was going to start my life 25 years ago. Is it where I thought it would be? Am I further? Do I feel like I'd like to accomplish more things? Is there something that I've been wanting to do for years that I've kind of been dipping my toe in the water for, and I just can't seem to make a commitment to make it happen? Because that's literally what the problem is. If you've had something on your to-do list, or like that you really like, a goal board or a vision board or whatever you want to call it, and you haven't been able to do it year after year after year, you got to check your commitment for that. Because it's obviously not a high priority, or the shit would have been done already. I know, because I'm talking to a bunch of ladies that get shit done. If you really want to do something, you figure out a way to get it done. If it's not super important to you, you tend to drag your feet a little bit. And I'm talking to myself here because I do this all the time with stuff. All the time. It has been my intention since I started this podcast to launch a membership to bring women together in the service industry so that we can have a really strong, awesome, tight-knit community of women that we can lean on and use as resources and accountability buddies. And every year I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Well, this year, damn it, we're going to do it. On January 20th, we are launching Badass Inner Circle, and I'm so excited about what that's going to mean. But we'll come back to that in a minute, because what I want to talk about is the focus I've been putting out on social media. And my focus word, it's a really more of a phrase this year, is intentional wellness. What is intentional wellness? It's not just about health. It's not just about relationships. It's not just about emotions. And it's not just about myself or my finances or my kids or my family. It really is figuring out on a circle, because the circle is an infinite shape, right? It's continuously feeding the other parts of it. We're going to have super tight intention about what it looks like to get healthy. And ladies, I'm not talking about being stick skinny and feeling like a supermodel, or I've got to have all of this, shit done to make myself feel good. Like, healthy. Like, I could kick your ass healthy is what I tell my daughter all the time, because I really am trying to refrain from, yes, I need to lose a little bit of weight, and that is what my goal is this year. But I'm really refraining from like, I'm going on a diet because I need to get skinny. Like, I'm going to eat healthier so that I can do more at a higher level. And I want to lift weights because I want to be buff and I want to look good. I don't want to be skinny. I don't want to be a little skinny mini thing. I want to feel good about myself. I want to be able to show up the way that I know that I can. And I have not been doing that for myself at all. I'm going to the gym on my calendar, and it'll last for like 2 weeks. And then something else more important with my family or work, typically work, tends to blow that off. and I have to stop that. So I'm making a commitment to put that on my calendar and to do that. Like my workout goal is 4 days a week. Some of you may be like, oh, you should do that every day or all that stuff. I'm like, if I can do 4 days a week, then I'm fucking winning. Okay. That's my goal. 4 days a week. But it's not just about going to the gym. It's about being more mindful that I'm not, drinking a bottle of wine at nighttime when I'm stressed out. What are some other ways that I can deal with things that are going on in my life besides having a glass of wine every night? I've been trying really hard and I've been doing really good at not doing that. And I feel so much better. Seriously, you feel so much better. Like I wake up, I feel so much better. I'm clear brained. I'm all this stuff. And why do I tell you all this stuff and be very vulnerable? Because hopefully in my willingness to be vulnerable, you can be vulnerable with yourself and look at the things that you're like, hey, sometimes I like to eat a bunch of ice cream at nighttime. Sometimes I like to mindlessly snack for hours after dinner. That's not good either. And honestly, for me, it's like sitting down and actually getting right with my nutrition in the first place. Because what I do is I have a protein shake in the morning and then I literally just go, 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 like I think a lot of you women do. And then we go home at nighttime, cook dinner for our families, and we're like, we're starving, and then you eat that. But even if you're only just eating at dinner time, which I know a lot of you do because I did that for years, your body needs more fuel than just eating dinner. So how do we do that? I'm working with my friend Nicole, who is a nutritional coach that can help me be able to dial in little things. And it doesn't have to be all or nothing, even though I know a lot of us are like that. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. I mean, for me, it's just making sure that I stop and eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even Nicole was like, eat 4 small meals a day. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to squeeze another one in there. But if I get these 3, I'm winning this week. So intentional about your health. I think a lot of that too is learning how to get out of this fight or flight situation, which ties into my next thing about emotional health. We tend to use words over and over again to describe the way that we feel on a consistent basis. But the words that we feed ourselves, we say out loud, or we even say silently to ourselves in our brain, I really feel like our body holds on to those. There's a saying that the body keeps score, and it 1000% does. I was listening to a Lewis Howes podcast yesterday, and they were talking about how there was a doctor on there, and he was talking about how he had been working with this woman for a couple of years, and they were trying to get her diet right, and they got her on supplements and whatever medications that she needed, and everything medically should have been working to help her, but it wasn't. And when he really dug deep with her, she had a horrible relationship with her spouse. And it was one of those things where she was in fight or flight all the time. And when your body is so revved up, compressed, revved up, compressed, revved up, compressed, you're running, you're hiding, you're running, you're hiding. That messes with you no matter how much you're doing with your nutrition and your supplements and all these things. When we tell ourselves we're stressed all the time, our body says, you're stressed. It holds on to it. If we say, hey, this is a challenging time, where's the opportunity? Literally just doing that makes a massive difference in the way that your body reacts. For me, and I've been very vulnerable in talking to you about this, it's a financial situation sometimes that you're like, I don't know, where's it going to go? Like, I've run a business for 15 years. It always comes back around, even if you've got slow times, even if shit hits the fan and you got to, replace a pump or do something like that. It comes back around. And it's really changing the mindset of like, we're good. It's going to come back. We're going to be fine. This is what we're going to do. And remaining positive about it. That positive thinking is so much more beneficial to our health internally than we even know. I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about having negative thoughts versus positive thoughts? And do you have more positive thoughts during the day or less negative thoughts? Which one is better for you? And if you think about it, you're kind of like, well, it's the same thing, but it's not. Because if you're continuously having negative thoughts and you're trying to cover them with positive thoughts, it's the old adage, lipstick on a pig situation. How can we quiet the negative thoughts? Because that automatically breeds more positive thoughts. But then you're not fighting the negative to bring in the positive. And I was like, that's fascinating. And they'd done all of this research and studies on this through a psychology study that they did. And I was like, that is fascinating because it is so true. The less negative thoughts we have, obviously you have a more positive outlook and a more positive life. So one of my biggest goals this year with that emotional health is destroying the negative thoughts. And sometimes that can even be the people around us. If you're around people that are constantly thinking negative thoughts or saying negative things or going to the negative spot with everything, you have to either call that out so that they're aware of that, or you have to back off from those people because you cannot live a peaceful emotional life trying to free yourself from negativity and still be around those negative people. And sometimes that's people in our family. We have to have really honest conversations with them so that they understand what the effect is of their behavior on us. And then it's up to them to choose. But you can't stress out how they're going to react with that. We can't stress us out about that. I'll tell you, I am listening to Mel Robbins' new book, Let Them. Holy shit. Everybody needs to make that one of their number one books that they listen to as quick as possible. Or read, if you like to read. I love to listen to audiobooks, and I love to listen to Mel Robbins read any book. So I got her audiobook. But what an incredible theory. The let them theory is you cannot stop worrying about the shit you can't control. Because that's some of the most damaging things to our emotional health. Is if you are like me, which a lot of you are, kind of like get shit done, mamas, you want to, and you feel safe when you're in control of what's going on around you. And sometimes we mistakenly think that we can control the people around us as well. That shit don't work very well, does it? And oftentimes we're stressed out thinking, how can I change this? How can I fix this? How can I do this? How can I make them see it this way? How can I do this? And it's not even worth it. It's not worth it because you can't do it. And so Mel explains this theory of like, you have to let them. If they want to be negative, you have to let them. But then let me, that's the most important part of that, let me decide how I'm going to react to this. If they're consistently going to be negative, let them. But let me be okay with the fact that I need to back off of them for a little while because I need them to understand that's not okay. If your kids want to go to school without putting a coat on, I know we're all in that season right now because, it's going to fuck with my outfit. So I can't wear my coat today. Let them. And let me be okay with them discovering it's cold as balls outside and they probably should have put a coat on. But you know what? It's a lesson for them. And it's not anything for me to stress about. I'm not the one that's going to be cold. I have the hoodie on. Let them. I think if we really adopt that theory, it will transform our emotional health because a lot of us type A get shit done people want to be in control of everything. And most of our stresses is because we're not. And that is super, super frustrating for us. I'm just going to let them. People often start seeing what their behavior is giving you if you allow it. And what I mean by that is if somebody is consistently being negative and you let them, but you let me be okay, let yourself be okay with taking a step back from them, they'll notice that. And then it's up to them to change that behavior so that they can spend more time with you. Because you set a boundary now that I'm not dealing with the negative I'm not taking the negative shit anymore. See how that works? Try it. Just try it. I know that you can find a spot to try it. If you've got teenagers, you could probably try it today. If you've got a spouse where you see this stuff happening, or a business partner or somebody at work, let them. The next focus and pillar of intentional wellness that we're going to talk about a lot this year is relationships. And this feeds perfectly off of emotional wellness, just like physical fed off of emotional, is surround yourself with people that lift you higher. This last year, I joined a mastermind ultra. I'll put information in the show notes about it. If you're ready for like next level, top level mentorship and community group of get shit done people, this is your place. This is your home. It's so incredible. If you want to kind of check it out and do a little bit with that, the Growth Day community is absolutely stellar. So Ultra is the highest level of membership with Growth Day. And the people I have met inside of this group have literally changed my life and my outlook on life. I thought that I had some good friends that I could talk to about business and life and motherhood and all the things you need to talk about. But when you are surrounding yourself with people that you can do business and life with, and they're strivers, and they're doing all the stuff that everybody else thinks they're fucking crazy for doing too, it just changes. I have a group, a text message group, that I can literally celebrate anything with, and they celebrate with me. They never have that thought or theory of like, must be nice, or they're just bragging, or who the hell does she think she is? Never, never, ever. Last night when I was leaving my yard at my septic company, the sun was kind of setting and it was a really pretty picture. The picture didn't even capture how pretty it was. But I was pulling out and all three of my pump trucks were sitting there. And I snapped a picture of it. And I was like, the pumping game is leveling up. There's three of my babies. And this year's going to be amazing. You know, like I'm so proud to see that there's a third pump truck sitting out there. And everybody celebrated that. Most people would be like, that's so dumb. It's a pump truck. You know, like, why would you be excited about that? These people celebrate this stuff. And this is what we're trying to create inside of Badass Inner Circle. Badass Inner Circle is going to be that group where you can come and you get celebrated. This is the place where you come, and if you made your first $10,000 month, we're going to celebrate you. If you had your first $1,000 day, we're going to celebrate you. If you hit your first million, we're going to celebrate you. Or if you hit your first $2 million year, we're going to celebrate you. Did you get 10 reviews this month? Fuck yeah, we're going to celebrate you. You need the people that will celebrate you. Never ask questions. Never feel intimidated. Because in this group, what people celebrate and what people will share shows the rest of us what's possible. What's out there for us. We don't look at that as intimidating. We look at that as it's inspiring. We all need to be part of a group like that. So I would love all of you that see that vision for your life to be in this Badass Inner Circle group with us, because it's going to be stellar. Like, I'm so excited about this. I'm pouring my heart and soul into this. And if you know me on a personal level, when I do that, it's above and beyond. It's going to be so awesome. But another good point about the relationship part of that is that if you have toxic connections, it's okay to outgrow people. Just because you were friends in elementary, junior high school or college or 10 years ago or 5 years ago doesn't mean that you're still connecting now. And if it does, I highly, there are those friends, like my friend Shanna, she has been my friend since I can remember. I have pictures of us together before we went to kindergarten. And I love her to pieces. And we talk. Not a lot. It's usually like Facebook posts or something like this. And then I have a friend, Nicole, and we get together once a week and we go do a marketing training and we're learning together and we're building businesses together and we're both moms and we have lots of great conversations. And she's the support that I need in this phase of my life right now. Shanna is still one of my very dear friends. But honestly, I don't even know where Shanna works at because that's not relevant to the way that our friendship is. So it's okay to have additional friends and still have older friends, but be okay with the fact that the relationship will change and evolve. Be okay with that. I love Shanna to pieces, and if she called me today and said she needed me, I would be there for her. But we support each other at a different level today than we did when we were in elementary school or fresh out of high school. See the difference? And it's okay to do that. And it's okay to do that with your family too. If your family questions everything that you're doing, if your family feels like that anchor around your ankles, back off a little bit. It's okay. We can love people from afar. I love when Tony Robbins says that. You can love them from afar. Sometimes it makes us love them more, or it makes us get a different viewpoint of maybe why they're acting like that. Inside of the Let Me Theory book, Mel talks about how her mom didn't want her to marry somebody from the East Coast because she was afraid she would move to the East Coast and stay there and raise her family. And that's what she did. But her mom's in Michigan, and her mom obviously wanted her to live in Michigan. It's okay for us to have that opinion. It's okay for your family to want to protect you from not being crazy and starting that business, not being a female in a man's world, as they say. I'm using that loosely in quotation marks. Do it anyways. It's okay for them to have their opinions because they have a different lens than you do. And it's okay if they never see your life through your lens. It's okay. They shouldn't. They're not you. Be okay with their opinions. But if they're hostile or if they're toxic or if they're hurting you, you have to love them from afar. That goes into my last pillar that I'm super striving for this year, and it's financial health. My business does well. I do well, personally. But what I want to do is get extremely clear on what my goals and what my money habits are. And that first 3 months of this year is really watching those and trying to establish new ones. This doesn't mean I do nothing and I throw all my money at my debt or whatever it is I'm trying to do with my money. And that's the only thing I do, because you know what that does? That gives you financial burnout, and then you quit. And you quit because you don't see anything happen. You don't see anything move. My big thing is getting accounts set up to take more tax advantages of being a small business owner, because there are several different kinds of retirement accounts that you can set up that can help you with that. My friend Tess is really good at this stuff. I will put a link to her stuff because she's actually starting a financial coaching program that she's teaching early investors how to get in and do this. That would be a great option. If you miss that and being able to get into that course, follow Tess, because you get so much information. She also has a great podcast that you also need to listen to. And these are the things that you can do to learn more. And I think that's one of my biggest things is like, I just need to learn more about everything that is going to give me great financial health. I don't want to have financial stress in 2025. So how do I fix that? How do I get to a point where I'm okay with making money? It's not always that you don't have money. It's when you start making it, sometimes for those of us that grew up really poor like I did, it kind of makes you feel like you're not worthy to have it. And when you do feel like that, you'll find a way to get rid of it. You'll start by giving it all to your employees. You'll start by just blowing it on stupid shit. You'll make sure that you're at a comfort level in your bank account. My challenge to myself this year is to raise the fucking limit on what is comfortable for me. And I don't just raise it a little bit. I made it raise a lot. because I want to be super uncomfortable. I want it to make me feel uncomfortable. And I want to look at it every day and I want to deal with it every day because it's going to become more comfortable with time. And then once I'm comfortable at this level, I'm going to make it really uncomfortable at another level. And I would challenge you to do the same thing. And I know as business owners, oftentimes people will look at you like, nice new car, nice new house, or whatever it is that you've got going on. Goes back to that theory again. Let them. And let me be proud of what I've worked so fucking hard for. Let me not for 2 seconds feel like I owe them an explanation of anything, because you don't. You don't. Let me be okay with what they say, because they're going to say something. Everybody's always going to have an opinion. Let them. I think to really get going on this, you just have to start with your non-negotiables. You have to identify the things you're going to prioritize no matter what. Like, what is your morning routine? What's your workout time going to be? What are you going to do for family dinner so that you're meal prepping so you're not just wanting to go get a pizza because it's late and you haven't planned shit for dinner or the chicken's frozen. That's my biggest vice all the time. I am going to set non-negotiables. There will never be a dip below this dollar amount in any of my checking accounts ever, or my savings accounts ever. It's a non-negotiable for me. It's a non-negotiable for me to sit around and be around negativity this year. I won't do it and I won't say it. Just not doing it. The important thing that you need to do with this, though, is that you need to reflect, honestly, at a minimum on a weekly level, how you felt that week by setting those non-negotiables and holding tight to them. And for an extra little challenge, I do this nightly. You know that I talk about on the podcast about journaling every single night. Like, even if it's just a few sentences that I type into an app that I track, the Growth Day app is really awesome. It has a journal on it. Just going in there and closing out my day. It's really like bookends. I open my day doing that and I close my day doing that. How did I feel today? I love in the Growth Day app because you can do life scores and you can do daily life scores. How did I feel about these 8 things today? And it's really cool to watch your trends over time because you're like, I really did this last year, especially just the month of December. I really did that diligently in scoring my days. And at the end of it is really what built this intentional wellness 4 pillars, because those are the 4 things that I'm struggling with the most. So I know those are the 4 things that I need to move forward into this next year. See how that works? It's really cool. And then you have to stop and celebrate your small wins. You have to celebrate. And that's where being in Badass Inner Circle is going to give you that community for you to be able to do that. Make it a goal to post every day. What was the best thing that happened to you today in that group? I guarantee you someone will respond. That's someone being me. Because I want people to celebrate with, and I want to celebrate other striving women that are out there trying to do their best every single day. 2025 is your year to thrive. We're not surviving anymore, babe. We are fucking thriving this year with intentionality. Imagine what your life could look like if you decided that you were going to show up every single day, be super intentional about what's going on in your day, make and keep the promises that you make to yourself. First and foremost, before you keep promises to anybody else, keep them to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it. That's going to build unshakable confidence that will get you to the goals that you want to do this year. I want to challenge you to get on the journey with this community and join Badass Inner Circle. I have a link at the top of the show notes and at the bottom of the show notes in case you missed it. I might put one in the middle of the show notes. Get on the wait list. This opens on January 20th. starting on Sunday. You'll be getting lots of information about it. We are going to have a founding member special that is going to be incredible, that will be honored the entire lifetime you decide to stay with membership in the community. And it is a hell of a deal. So you will get so much more value out of that than you can imagine. It's just, life changes when you are with a group of winners. Life changes when you surround yourself with incredible women that want to lift you up, not tear you down. There needs to be more groups like this. Okay? We need to stop pointing out that she fucked something up and we need to pick her up and pretend like it never happened. This year is the year that we change what it looks like for women to support women. And I want you to do this with me. I can't do it by myself. I need a tribe of women around me that can help me with this movement because I am so incredibly passionate about it. So incredibly passionate. We're going to share strategies about building our business. We're going to share strategies about like keeping our head straight at home as moms and trying to figure out how to do all this stuff and not burn out. And we're going to celebrate each other. And, you know, sometimes if you just need to bitch about something that's going wrong, we're going to help you find a solution for it. What we're going to do is we're going to be there to hold each other up. So what is Badass Inner Circle? We are going to be meeting monthly via a Zoom call that we will be, one, learning from a subject matter expert. I've got some incredible women lined up for you to give you small little master classes on how to do different things inside of your business, how to do different things inside of your mindset, how to do different things with your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, your nutrition, all kinds of things. It's a very well-rounded program that will help you win at life and at business. And so if this is something that you're looking forward to, love to have you join us. We're going to assign accountability partners. So every month you'll have somebody that I highly suggest that you meet up with once a week. You can set up something for 15 minutes or have just a group chat that you have with someone. You're going to get to know them. You're going to get to know their business. You're going to get to know who they are and what they struggle with and what they're winning at and how they can help you with your business and how you can help them. Accountability buddies is what forged the relationships that I have now from another mastermind group. And I want to be able to duplicate that for you because it's been so impactful in my life. I'm going to bring you incredible vendors that can help you run your business. We're going to do so many cool things. There's going to be lots of fun, free stuff, lots of cool swag, lots of cool things coming up. And then we'll just tailor the community to how people want it. If I tell you that I have all this shit figured out before I even know what women are going to be in this group, I would be lying to you. This is going to be something that we forge together. This is going to be something that we hold space for each other together. So as the needs of the group arise, then we will address those and we'll implement that too. This year is the year that we thrive, not survive. This is the year that we're not running around with our hair on fire. This is the year that we seriously get really intentional about the wellness of our physical being, our emotional state, our relationships, our financial wellness. And if you want to add another one in there, honey, be my guest. I want you to head to the link in the show notes. I want you to have a group of women around you that are going to want to support you. Because if you're doing big things this year, you can't do it alone. You need a community around you. This is the year that we crush it, but we crush it together. As always, keep being unapologetically you and keep kicking ass, girlfriend. Thanks for being part of the Ladies Kickin Ass community. Cheers to all you badass women out there. Keep rocking your power, igniting your fire, and making waves in the service industry. If you loved today's episode, please do me a quick favor. Take a screenshot, post it, and tag us at Ladies Kickin Ass. Be sure to include the link to your favorite episode. Your support in spreading the word means the world to us as we aim to empower even more women. Hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more kick-ass episodes. And don't forget, a 5-star review is the ultimate high five. Connect with us on social media. All the links are in the show notes. Thank you for being part of our tribe. Now go kick some serious ass, lady.